My name is Natalie. I am from Miami, Florida. My parents are from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Being Hispanic has definitely affected my service. I think in more ways than I thought it would. I've, been able to share my culture with my counterparts, with people in my community. A lot of people, for example, my students, they know how to say I love you in Spanish because whenever they behave well or they answer a question, I'll be like, okay, te quiero. One thing that I've tried to share, though I'm not sure it's been successfully conveyed. So whenever, people see me, they like to call me LeBlanc, or in my patois, it'd be Kimbang. So I tell them, look very closely and tell me if this is really white. So they argue with me that, you're either black or you're either white. And I try to kind of use that as an opportunity for them to learn that there's, people of all shapes and sizes and colors. And for some people they have understood it.
So, my name's David Leva, and I'm from Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C. So, my mother's family is from the U.S., and my father's family is from Cuba, so I've got cultures on both sides there. Especially for Cameroonians, if they see someone like me, I kind of blend into the whole white Peace Corps look. That part, I would say, hasn't affected me. But in terms of my outlook, I would say it's interesting that I've seen a lot of parallels between cultural things I see at my grandfather's house and then things I see just at my neighbor's house. So it's been interesting. Biggest parallel that I notice is, I'll start by saying when I was in the US, when I would visit my grandparents' house, I always thought it was strange that pretty much right after hugging them, it would sit us down at a table and my grandfather would quickly go into the kitchen, make sure everything he had prepared was seated well, and then bring us out food. And I can't remember one occasion visiting him where we weren't eating and drinking something before going on with just the rest of the visit. And especially in the villages where I live, if you go into anyone's house, there's no way you're going to enter that house without eating food and having maybe a sweet beverage or a beer or really whatever you want. And if they don't have what you need in the house, they'll quickly run down to the local market and make sure that first of all you've eaten and you've drank what you wanted to.
So Hispanic name or American name?
Both.
Both. Okay, so my Hispanic name is Mario Abraham Zuniga Santiago, but in America I'm known as just Mario Zuniga or Mario Abraham Zuniga. And here in Cameroon I'm known as White Man, San Diego, Santiago, Prince, many different things. But whenever people ask me where I'm from, I tell them America and Mexico. I think being Mexican or Hispanic has really affected my experience here. I don't know, I get this weird feeling that being Hispanic helps me connect with Cameroonians a little bit better. I've seen many similarities to the extent that I was actually shocked sometimes, and I just see Cameroon now as just I honestly see it in my own terms as Mexico on steroids. So because I don't know, you take food for example. In Mexico you have different foods in every single region, and then here you have the very same thing. You go to the east, you have I don't know, you have beefsteak. You go to the south, you have sanga. And then you go to to the northwest, you have fufu corn, jama and jama. You go to the southwest and you have water fufu and arrow and things like that. And same thing with dances too. Here different tribes have different dances and stuff like that. And New Mexico is the same thing. Every single state in Mexico has their own different dances. I can kind of reason why, in Latin American countries, you have a lot of African influence, with dances, with food, and with culture, I believe too, I think Cameroonians see me differently when I tell them I'm from Mexico. Especially when they see me dance. So, you know, and whenever we get to dance, people be like, oh, Mexico boy, Mexico boy, you know, be like, dance, 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 cheer me on. I think I call it Mexico on steroids because I think you take like the positives and the negatives of Mexico and just like amplify them a lot, and then you have Cameroon. Life in Mexico has a lot of flavor, and then you just come in here to Cameroon and it's just like people added extra Maggie to put like even more flavor to life. So yeah, no, it's I